Hey, what's up, builders? Long time no post. Still working on the 1960 Ford F100. That's the main focus of this episode here. I just want to give kind of like a progress report on what I've been doing, what I've been working on. Honestly, I've just been kind of driving the truck, just kind of driving around. I think I did the math. I've got it written down over here. So far, since the last time I did a tune-up on it, it was 110,175 on the mileage. And it's 113,275 now. So if my maths, I've got 3,100 miles on it, and that's just me driving it around. There's so much that we can do to improve the truck. It's quite a few things on the list that I've just sat down and kind of gone over, because the truck isn't complete. There's a lot that we can improve on, but I have been driving it around. Just kind of give you an idea of what the list looks like so far. I mean, it's a gob of things. It's quite a bit. But I'm trying to break it down to safety and reliability being number one. That's primary. It's priority. And then we're like leaning into other things like so I've got safety, reliability all in one, because that's kind of like the same. It's on the same coin. And then another one is just performance, just to try to get a little bit more pep in that step. And this page, it kind of covers comfort. So number one on comfort would be like air conditioning, because it's really hot inside of it. Another category would be cosmetics. So like paint. I guess that's all I've had. So cosmetic, comfort, performance, and safety and reliability. And I've got a couple just odd jobs here. But in my mindset, I didn't want to overwhelm myself and list everything out. But I have been kind of working on some of the things that it actually looks kind of good. Just looking at it, we just got out of the rain. I just pulled it out of the rain, and for whatever reason, I think it looks a lot better when it's wet. But I'll sit down with a list and try to go over some of the things that I can knock out. So some of the jobs on the truck that need to be done, this wasn't a priority, but it was one of the things that I was like, well, I'd like to get one. Driving around for a little over 3,000 miles without a radio, without any kind of stereo system in it, was a bummer, because you're just kind of listening to the exhaust do its thing. And it's just the cheap glass pack. It's like the Thrush. It's a glass pack. What is it? A Thrush. It's like a cheap cherry bomb. If you're not familiar with them. So you're just kind of driving around hearing that, plus the wind noise in the cab. It just kind of it's monotonous. So having a stereo system put in, and it's nothing great. It's $25 for the amp. It's a Bluetooth amp, and the speaker system came from the Lincoln Town Car, so I didn't pay any money for that. But I made these like custom garbage boxes for it just to hold the speaker, and it's literally garbage. It's an Amazon box with duct tape all around it, and maybe a couple pieces of plywood for reinforcement, but that is it. And yeah, $25. So it's $22 for the Bluetooth amp off of Amazon, and then I think I went to Walmart and got a on-off switch so I could turn off the stereo system. So yeah, 25 bucks in, and I had all the wires just piled up over here, so I'm not out of any money there. And it sounds okay. You connect your phone to it, and inside the cab, because it's, I guess, how I want to kind of word it, because the cab is so tight, it's close quarters. That speaker system is plenty. I don't think I'd upgrade from that. When they do eventually fail, then I'll upgrade. But 25 bucks in, and we got a sound system. I'm happy. And that wasn't anything to look into. It wasn't a priority on the list. Obviously, safety and reliability should be priority number one. But going over that, the glass in the windshield, I've got the windshield right there. It's over here. I've got the windshield. I just don't have the windshield seal, so I can't do anything with that. I still need to buy the windshield seal. I do plan on installing that myself, but before I get that far ahead, I have the rear glass and I have the rear glass seal. So I'm going to do that myself and see how bad that's going to be. Because if I can't do the back window, I'm not even going to attempt the front window. Speaking of windows, I have been messing with the driver's side, or I'm sorry, I've been messing with the passenger side window in the door glass, trying to get it to wind up, and I finally found a spot on there where I can position the division bar just enough to where I can avoid that binding in the glass. So I'm gonna have to sit down and put a bolt through it in this oddball spot, but we have a spot in there that we can now wind both sides of the door glass up and down. Yeah, safety, reliability, just going down the list I've made. Tires, I know the tire condition, it's used, obviously, from the Lincoln Town Car. And I think I've replaced one of them with another used tire that had a little bit more life in it, but that means there's 3 more that need to be replaced. And then, you know, that it's just, I guess, it lets your mind rest, knowing that you have decent tires underneath your truck. What else do we do on here? So I want to get the tires fixed up, get them replaced. Fluid flush, that's all of it, because I only know the oil. That's all I've done. Oil change on it. Yeah, 110,000 miles. Oh, it's wet. 110,000 miles. We did an oil filter, a spark plug, and boots, the serpentine belt, the tensioner, and idle pulley, fuel filter. That's all we've done. Oil change. We've replaced the air filter, and we replaced the IACV, the idle air control. We replaced all that, but I'll have to sit down with my dad at some point and figure out any kind of reliability issues that we want to address, like the water pump. But yeah, fluid flush, and I'd like to get the cooling fan sorted out. I know I rigged up a manual switch for the cooling fan, and I can just be in the cab and just flick the switch, and I can get the fan to kick on. But I'd like to have it to where the car turns the fan on, and then while we're on the cooling fan, make like a custom shroud so that air is directed into the radiator. Because right now the radiator is just kind of sitting front and center. And I'd like to get a shroud built to, I guess, kind of direct, kind of funnel the air into it. That'd make it a little bit more reliable. I do need to go over the body and the bed mounts. Even though I welded them with that little flux core welder I've got, I'd like to go again, maybe do another pass and just double check them, because 3,000 miles on the vehicle, on the truck right now, it seems to be holding up okay, but I just want to double check, just for my peace of mind, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Body, bed mount, welding, radiator shroud. Oh, and some reverse lights. So right now I've only got tail lights and turn signals in the back, no reverse lights. So backing up in the dark is it's kind of tricky. That's kind of it right now as far as safety and reliability go. The list goes on. I've got like 60 things on here, and I was trying to categorize them in those different categories, the safety, reliability. Moving on to performance, that's the next priority, I guess. Honestly, it should be the last thing on the list. But rear end gear ratio change, I'd like to put, I think, 410s in it. Maybe that might be a little too aggressive, because right underneath it, I wrote down gas mileage, and I know that would ruin my gas mileage. I'm getting like 17 or 18 miles a gallon right now in the truck's current state. And if I change gear ratio to be a little more aggressive, it would definitely go down. So maybe, I mean, yeah, the performance should be the last thing I need to worry about. I would like to put in an exhaust NASCAR boom tube. I've seen some guys install those on their trucks. And you're basically making your exhaust do like an X. So like right now I've got the dual pipe, and then they kick out right in front of the rear tire, so they come out after the cats, and then they kick out right in front of the rear tires. And what guys are doing is they're doing like X pipe, and then they come out, but the exhaust tip comes out, and it's I don't know, it looks aggressive and it sounds aggressive. and I kind of like that. Another thing for performance, I wrote down lighter seats. The town car seats that are in there right now are heavy. They are. I haven't weighed them like on a bathroom scale, but I'd say they're like 60 pounds each, just from all the motor and all the I guess the assembly underneath it, all that support. They're comfortable, but they're heavy. So removing those seats and maybe just putting in like a basic bench seat. I'd really like to do what Best Damn Shop on YouTube. I really like to put in like a King Ranch rear seat in there because it looks so nice and it looks comfortable. And at some point I'll address that, but yeah, I wrote that on performance. I guess just because it would be lighter. The other category is comfort. Air conditioning is needed. It is hot in there, and I know everything will work, but I guess I don't know that it'll work. I can see the compressor kicks on when I hit the AC, but it kicks on and then kicks off. It's on and off, like all the time. And I think that might be just low refrigerant, or I might have a leak somewhere. But I've never messed with the air conditioning system in a car, so that would be something I need to learn. Radio stereo, we've got one installed. I wrote that down for comfort. Sound deadening. It is noisy in the cab. Some sound deadening would be beneficial. Carpet. I'd like to get a carpet in there. Headliner, that's another thing. Very expensive if you order online. So I'm definitely going to be custom making one. So out of scratch. So that might be in the future. So here we've got the passenger side windshield wiper. I've got the whole assembly here, wiper blades. That just needs to be installed. I have it, I just haven't sat down and actually done it. But I think it'll be a little bit smoother than the install on the driver's side. Looks like there's a little bit more access on the passenger side. Right next to it I have some hockey pucks. These were body mounts for something. I'll probably just split one of these in half and then install that between the cab and the bed. I think it'll make it look a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more correct. I think the gap in there is just a little odd. Right next to that, this is the ignition from the truck, and inside here I have the ignition, I guess, tumbler, so that this key can work on it. And that's just one of the things that I need to sit down and just knock it out. A majority of the jobs on that list is just stuff that I already have. You know, I've got the windshield and the back glass in this big box over here. I am waiting on I haven't purchased it yet, but a windshield seal for the front glass. I still need to order that. There's a lot that I need to order, but I just haven't sat down and done it. Because buying the glass for the truck, that was pretty expensive. Trying to go over some more of the list. But yeah, I'm still working on it. I've been driving around, drove a little over, I just said, a little over 3,000 miles on it. And we're still driving. It's a fun truck. It's fun to drive in. You know, I'm trying to think of how I want to say it. It's cool driving the old truck around because it's not comfortable, but I don't know. I like it. I like knowing that I'm driving a piece of American history on the road right now, and I think that's what a lot of people find the appeal of driving these old trucks. You know, they're I don't know if it's timeless, but this generation in particular, I don't see them anywhere. You know, I think it's pretty rare to find them. I don't think a lot of people pick them up and try to restore them. I think they just kind of die wherever they were last parked. They're not the most attractive of the F100 series, and the Chevy version of this, I think it's called the Apache. I like Ford, but the Chevy Apache looks so much better in this generation, the 57 to 60 or whatever it is for Chevys. I think the Apache looks better. So But I like driving the fridge. It's different. It's different. You don't see it anywhere. But I'm gonna get back to work on this thing. Just knocking out job after job on that list. Right now, 544 subscribers. I haven't had a chance to update the list yet, or the number. So 500. I think it's 544. Go ahead and put that up there. Cool. Yeah, I'll get back to work on the truck, and maybe the next video will be some time lapses, because I like making the time lapse on this truck. I don't know, something about the time lapse. It makes me feel like I'm working really fast, but we'll set it up. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for more updates on the truck and other videos. I plan on getting into more stuff. The other projects that I've got around here, they're just kind of piled up. It's more of like, I want to get into that. But anyway, stay tuned for more stuff on the truck. 1960 Ford F100, and I'll just be driving around. All right, guys, I appreciate it. See ya.